I immediately thought this was an awesome idea. I mean, I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan myself, and I think I'm not sure if anyone in the filmic world has really been on par with Breaking Bad as far as their quality of writing regularly on a week-to-week basis. You know, they basically write 100 pages every 2 weeks that's as good or better than anything I've seen in a movie theater, which is a scary thing for me to say as a film director.
You know what you do for a living.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. But I think that the writers on Breaking Bad, every 2 weeks, write 100 pages that is better than anything I've written in my life. It's extraordinary how brave their writing is, how funny it is, how scary it is. And I don't remember the last time I was anticipating as much as I'm anticipating this last season. So when they said, you know, do you want to do a live read and really look into these words and look into that pilot and see what set all this up, I was thrilled. And, you know, as we've talked about this before, there's a certain amount of archaeology that happens when we do these live reads. We look at these original scripts and we try to understand the original intentions of the authors. The writing in the Breaking Bad pilot is phenomenal. Each line of description, forget the dialogue, which we all know, each line of description, which is never to be seen again, is funny and well thought out. I mean, I would laugh out loud just reading the descriptions in the script. They set up ideas that we have no idea how they could possibly get back to, and they set up ideas when we don't even know they're setting things up. They're setting things up in the backyard pool that we wouldn't know would pay off for seasons to come.
By the end of the pilot, even though you see what Walt's doing, you have a little bit of hope for him.
Right.
And
do you consider him a hopeless, tragic character?
I consider him somebody to be lost to tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he no longer has any hope for himself. And in the pilot, he clearly did.
What I like about him is not that he's tragic, but that he's strangely heroic. And he actually challenges the viewer's concept of what it is to be heroic. That if you're becoming a ruthless meth dealer and beating the crap out of people, but you're doing it in the name of good, are you suddenly Robin Hood? And we can't help but root for this guy who's doing awful things. I mean, who eventually, you know, murders people. And sorry, he murders people in the pilot.
So,
and
yeah, I don't think it's not even eventually. That's why I said for me, that kind of last thing you kind of go, there still seems to be for Walt the kind of glimmer of hope that somehow he'll get past this. I think, and you tell me if you agree or not, that by now this has become a kind of math problem for him, a science problem. He's figuring it out now. There's a kind of a logic he applies to this that he divorced from that. And that's what I like about the pilot. He still seems to be like Walt the person, not Walt the technician, the guy who probably was like really good at his job.
Right. Yeah, you do get away from the scientific mind a little bit as the show continues. You have little glimpses of him still doing actual science, but you're right, there's a precision to his life that exists in the pilot that seems to slip away. I guess I enjoy how it challenges the morality of the audience more than I'm curious about Walter's personal morality. The people performing the language on stage will be speaking directly to the people who originated the characters, and the audience themselves will be very aware that those people are in the audience and that they're going to be watching this show within a week or two. So it's going to be a different dynamic tonight, and hopefully it won't go down in flames.